Salute, salute, salute. Can you hear me? Okay, okay. Just checking. We have to talk about this. We have to talk about this. That's right. We're Duke University. Duke University. I didn't a lot of these content creators, a lot of these black male content creators, not just black male content creators, are also Brad content creators, right? I don't watch them, so I don't know much about them. But a lot of you brothers watch them, which is cool because you need to know what's going on out there. So when certain things happen, when certain debates happen, and then you learn about their background, and then you realize these the guys that have the ears of men. And then I'm like, these guys past and how they currently living is nasty. And I'm like, how do these guys get a voice and stuff just slide right past? How many of these content creators that we found out that they were stepdads? Let's keep it a buck. How many of these content creators we found out that they are stepdads? Let me tell you something. Yeah, stepdads married to Keisha. Let me tell you something. And this is for stepdads. If you are a stepdad, if you are a stepdad, you are losing. Let me say this. Let me say it this way. If you are a stepdad, you are a loser. I don't care what you say. There's nothing you can tell me. There's nothing you can tell me. If you are a stepdad, you are a loser. I don't want to hear how great she was. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear, how cooperative. I don't want to hear how in shape she is, how good she looks. Guess what? There's another woman who is just as in shape. There's another woman who is just as cooperative that has no kids. Yeah, throw all their names in the chat. Go right ahead. Throw all their names in the chat. This is nasty. This is nasty, very nasty work. This is filthy. We done found out that there's black male content creators taking care of Brad's kids, and we like, come on, come on, Duke. I don't want to hear nothing. It's a terrible job. You will always be Duke. You will always be Duke, no matter what. You will always be Duke. You're Duke in the house. You're Duke in the house. Hey, Duke, take me to school. Hey, Duke, go fix us something to eat. Hey, Duke, go buy some sneakers. The kids will always look at you as Duke. So is the mother. The mother will look at you as Duke also. That's where the term Duke came from. I saw in the comment section of prior videos, Duke, what's a Duke? That's a Duke. That's a Duke. You get no respect in the house. None. You get no respect. You can lie. You can say no. No, they don't. You know who they respect? They respect the real father. Yes. How does it feel to pay bills? How does it feel to take care of a family, a ready-made family, and the guy that's not even living there has more control over that household than you do, Duke? How does that feel? How does that feel that when the children are acting up, that you can't do Nathan? You got to put the real father on the phone. How does that feel? How does that feel, Duke? How does that feel, Duke? You're a Duke. What if what? You're talking about what if the guy has kids? Is that what you asking? Because I got an answer for that. Are you asking if the guy has kids? I'm talking to you, Donald. Are you asking that? Donald, are you asking that? That's all I want to know. Are you asking that? Oh, okay. I got an answer for you. I gotta click because I saw these black male content creators say that it's all right as long as you have kids. No, it's not. No, it's not. You know why it's not? You know why it's not? And I want y'all to pay attention. That's a good question, Donald. I'm glad you asked that. I want y'all to pay attention to what I'm about to say to you, black men. I want you to pay attention to what I'm about to say to you, right? You know why it doesn't matter if you have children? Majority of the time, if you're not in a relationship with the woman that you had children with, the children are not with you. They're with the mother. They're with the mother. So with that being said, if they're with the mother, any woman that gets in a relationship with you don't have to take care your children. They don't have to take care of your children because wherever you move, the children are not moving in there with you. So if you are dating and you have children, the children are usually with the mother. So the woman don't have to cook or clean for them. She don't have to take them to school. She don't have to do any of these things. But when you move in to a house or you get into a relationship with a woman that has children, they're not with the father, they're with her. They're with her. So even if you have children, black men, it's a no-go. That's a no-go. Understand, that's a no-go. I saw some of these simps. Oh, well, if you have children and she have children, I see nothing wrong with it. I see a lot wrong. I see a lot wrong with it. I see a lot wrong with it. It's still a no-go if you have children. No, it's a good question because I want brothers to know that. I want brothers to know that. Because these Keishas, right, would tell you, right, and Becky's, Maria's, if they have children, they out there looking for dudes that have children that make it look like it can even it up. It can even it up. More Keishas though, way more Keishas than Becky's and Maria's, but they look at it as it can even up the odds. You know, if he has kids, they looking for guys that has kids so they can say, well, he has kids also. It's still a bad deal for guys with children. It's still a bad deal for guys with children. It always been a bad deal. It always been a bad deal. It's always been a bad deal. Let me tell you something. When you get into a relationship with them, with children, you take on a responsibility. You take on a responsibility. Let me tell you something. It's not just your resources that's getting taken away. It's not just your resources. It's not just your resources that's getting taken away. It's not just your money. It's your time and energy, man. It's your time and energy that's getting taken away. Your time matters, man. Your time matters. You're going to be in the middle of doing something and you're going to get a call. You're going to be in the middle of doing important things. You're going to get a call. You're going to get a call. Hey, could you go pick up can you go pick up Julius? Can you go pick up Michael? Can you go pick up uh uh you know Michelle? Can you go pick up? They're going to tell you to go pick up these kids. If the kids get sick, can you take them to the hospital? And it's going to turn into an argument when you say, why don't you tell the father to take them to the hospital? That's their father, right? Oh, no, you have to do it because you're in a relationship with her. You in a relationship with her. No, how come the father can't take him to the hospital? Not saying you don't care about the kids, but all these things like taking the kids to school and stuff, how come the father didn't do? What's up? What was happening before I came here? What was happening before I came here? No, you know what happened? You came into their life, and now all you are is just an errand boy. That's what you just became. You became an errand boy. That's all you are. It's just you're running errands. These dudes are out here talking this. Yeah, oh, don't get with these single mothers and this and that and this and that. Then you find out they wiped up single mothers. Salutes, son from Brooklyn. Peace, AC. I just want to show my support. Even as a single dad, you will be on the single mothers program. That's a fact. Salute with the super chat from son from Brooklyn. That's a fact. You will be under her program. Yeah, that's right. That's right. You become a certified driver for children that don't belong to you. That's all you are. You're a duke. You're a duke. You're a babysitter. You're a cab driver. You're a tutor. You're a nobody in the house. That's what you are. No authority. None. You're a sad excuse for a man. I don't care what anybody say. Don't ever be a stepdad. Don't ever be a stepdad. Don't ever be a stepdad. I school family members that surround me. Family members around me. If I find out any one of them, is about to be a stepdad or taking care of children, that's not. I clowns them. I clowns them. Like, get your life together, Duke. I call him Duke. Your name ain't Chris no more. Your name is Duke now. Call him Duke. And anytime, anytime they're around me, I bring it up to the point where they go home and start feeling some sort of way. And that's exactly how you feel. You're supposed to start feeling some sort of way when somebody who cares about you bring it to your attention that, hey man, you're losing, man. You're losing bad. You're losing bad. Let me tell you something, black man. If I'm telling you you should prioritize your time and look out for yourself when it comes to your own children. I'm telling you that when it comes to your own children, sometimes you got to look out for yourself. They tell you all day, every day that your time don't matter. Everything you do should be done for your children. And I can agree to that to some point, and I could get, but what happens when you totally forget doing for yourself? When you totally forget that you should matter also. This happens a lot. What happens when you done so much for your family as a family man, but yet There's nothing in return for you. This is with your own family. This is with your own family that you created. I tell you, hey, listen, you got to start putting yourself first. You done put everybody first. You done looked out for your wife. You done looked out for your kids. You made sure they're in a nice neighborhood. You paid for the tuitions. You made sure that they're protected. They grew up living in a very good life at your expense. You done put in 80-hour work days. I mean, not work, excuse me, 80-hour work weeks. You don't put in 80-hour work weeks. You're responsible for that house that they're living in. Your wife drives a nice car. She's taken care of. What about you? You always stressed out. They don't get to see that. They don't get to see when they're out of the house, whether your kid's in school, your wife is outside, and you're at home and you're depressed. They don't get to see that. They don't get to see that. You make sure they don't see that. You make sure they don't see that. When they come around, you put a smile on your face and you pretend everything's okay. Meanwhile, you're going through it mentally because everything is on your shoulders. You got to make sure nothing collapses. You got the world on your shoulders. You pull up to the house, it takes you 10 to 15 minutes to get in the house. Your hands, you look at your hands, they ache. Your back, it aches. Your eyes, they're blurry. You risking your health. You risking your health to put your family first. Now that's for your family, black men. That's for your family. Imagine doing that for another man's children. You putting yourself in a hospital for another man's children. You look insane. You look insane. Don't do that for no Becky. Don't do that for no Maria. Not just Keisha's. Don't do that for no Ling Ling. Don't do that for any of them. Any of them. You don't need to be taking care of Hector's kids. You don't need to be taking care of Brad's kids. You don't need to be taking care of Lee's kids. You don't need to be taking care of Rod's children. None of that. None of that. They should have stayed with the fathers. They should have stayed with the fathers. And here's the thing. Here's the thing with Keisha. Here's the thing with Keisha. Keisha will have a dude in her life taking care of her kids, right? That don't belong to him. and still think it's more than a fair deal for him. She would still think that. If somebody said you should kiss the ground that this man walk on for coming into your life and take care of your children, she's going to scoff and look at that person like that person is like that person lost their marbles. And right, Solo. She still think it's equal, which means there is no appreciation for you being a stepdad. There's still no appreciation. Still no appreciation, black men. Now, salute to the brothers in the Patreon. Thank you, Solo. Salute to the brothers in the Patreon because you know that video that I put in the Patreon about Duke. You know, I'm like these dudes are these dudes made pretty a pretty penny lying to these guys. It's all about dollars. That they're liars, man. They're liars. They're liars. See, I don't care. I really don't care what Brad tells other Brads. I really don't care. I really don't care. But I do care when it pertains black men. And yeah, right, Miss Educated. Listen, salute. Miss Educated said she'll start believing that her kids are now your responsibility also. That's a fact. That's a fact. Salute. Thanks for the super chat. Uh and that responsibility also will become your responsibility financially if something goes wrong. If something goes wrong, get a divorce, you got to pay child support. You're still paying for the children. And not only that, you don't get to see the children anymore. Guess who gets to see the children? The new Duke. The new Duke. That's all you are is Duke in the house. Hey, Duke, give me $10. That's it. That's all you are. Deceived with the 20. He said, salute to black men, always be Pharaoh, never be Duke. Always be who? Young Pharaoh? I'm just playing. Young Pharaoh is tragic. He's a tragic situation, man. The black woman is God. The black woman is God. he, he invited those Keishas into his life and they put him in jail. Started messing with the Becky assistant. that Becky, that Becky, that Becky was just sitting by watching. He would have Keisha kicking holes in his wall. He trying to stop her from kicking holes in his wall. What happened to your God? Wait a minute. Why are you trying to stop God from kicking holes in your wall? God called the police on you. God got you in court. Ah. Switched up fast. Switched up fast. The black woman is not God. My bad. My bad. Right. Right. Becky sitting by watching, like eating popcorn. This is better than the movies. Right. Right. God got warrants. Right. Oh man. Oh man. These dudes are just clowns, man. These dudes are just clowns. These dudes are just clowns. Start you know when you start seeing, soon as you hear something, soon as you hear the excuses they make, you know, oh, she has children, but you know, she started losing weight because of me. You know, she started getting her act together because of me. So what? We don't care. Get out of here. You're done now. We don't care. We don't care about none of that at all. We don't care about none of that. Don't be trying to justify why you would a Keisha, why you would a stepmother, why you a stepdad. Oh, she's under my program. Shut up, man. Get it. How come you couldn't get a woman with no kids under be under your program? Oh, because it's easier to get with them? Because it's easier to get with them? Let me tell you something. Single mothers are the easiest to get with. That's not a challenge. They the easiest to get with. That's not a challenge at all. And I'm not saying it should be a challenge, but this is like one of the easiest things. You go out there, they're thirsty. They're thirsty. Single mothers are thirsty. They are thirsty. Super thirsty. They're thirsty for attention. They're thirsty for affection. They're thirsty for a man. They're thirsty. They thirsty for help. They're the easiest to get with. They're the easiest to take on the tizzy tour. They're the easiest. Sell them a dream. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm gonna be in your kid's life. Yes, I'm gonna be there for them. I'm gonna be there for them. I'm gonna I'm gonna raise Timmy the right way. Yes, yes, yes. After the tizzy tour, block, block. Oh yes, yes. Yeah, you deserve to get taken out. It's been a while, right? Nobody takes you out, right? You don't go to restaurants anymore, right? Nobody's checking for you, right? Well, I'm going to be checking for you after the tizzy tour. Blocked, blocked. Oh, right. You're tired of coming home and there's nobody there, right? Nobody there to hold you in those stormy nights, nobody there to greet you at the door and tell you they care about you. Yeah, I'll be that man. I'll be that sunshine. After the tizzy tour, blocked, blocked, blocked. That's why they're so upset. That's why they're so upset. That's why they so upset. And that's the reason why you shouldn't be involved with them, because single mothers been taking on tizzy tours left and right, being sold dreams. So when you actually come in there and actually be that dream, you're the one coming after 10, 15 dudes that sold the dream. You're the dream after 30 dudes. You're the actual dream after 30 dudes. 30 dudes came through and sold her a dream, and you're the actual dream. You're a loser. You're a loser. You're the loser. You're the loser. Everybody took on the tizzy tour, and here you come wifing her up. Everybody took on the tizzy, and here you are. The kids don't respect the Duke, man. No, Tizzy Keisha's a fertile. No, 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 no. You 100% right, Zeke. Salute to Zeke with the super chat. No, I'm just saying this is their life. I'm not saying take them on. I'm saying this is their life. This is what their life is like. No, I say stay totally away from them. But this is what their life is like. Their life is about being sold dreams. Nobody is. This is what, if you listen to the average single mother, they're so upset because they've been ghosted. Nobody get ghosted the most than a single mother. Nobody get ghosted the most. Nobody get ghosted like a single mother. She stay getting ghosted. She stay getting ghosted. And why did she get the kids? She stayed getting ghosted. Nobody want to take care of the kid. Nobody smart. Salute the Wayman with the super chat. Yeah, nobody's smart. Nobody smart is doing that. She stay getting sold dreams, and then she gets tired. She get tired of dudes telling her that they'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back. They they hit her with the Terminator. I'll be back. They're not coming back. They're not coming back. They hit her with the Schwarzenegger. They're not coming back. At least he came back in the movie. They're not coming back. They're not coming back. They're not coming back. So imagine when they find somebody who actually comes back and stays. You know what's going to happen? She knows she's a joke. She just won't admit it. She sees her life. You know what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen? After a while, she's going to think about all the guys that took on Tizzy tours, all the guys that left. She's going to think about all the guys that didn't stay around, and then she's going to look at you and she's not going to respect you, because she's going to think, what in the world, why is this guy still around? And then she's going to start thinking you are around her, you are in a relationship with her because you couldn't do any better. That's the reason why you get no respect. She's going to start believing that you are with her because you can't do any better. That's what she's going to start doing, because she's going to think about all the guys that took on the Tizzy tour and left. And guess what? She has more respect for them than she has for you. She has more respect for the guys that left and didn't stick around than she has for you. Why you think that most guys that are stepdads get cheated on? Who do they get cheat? Who do they cheat with? They cheat with the guys prior that was taking on Tizzy tours. Stepdads stay getting cheated on. Stepdads get cheated on by the dudes that she used to sleep with, and most and often get cheated. She cheats with the kids' fathers. Oh, he'll always have access to that. He'll always have access to that. All he have to do is be around her. Going to reminisce Tizzy tour. Especially if he has a wife or a girlfriend. Oh yeah, it's nothing but smash sessions. You dudes are out there losing if you're a stepdad. I don't care what anybody tell you, you're losing. There's no upside to it. You know, when KS used to do RIP to KS, when he was doing his shows, right? He used to say things that I used to be like, they not doing that, man. He used to tell these Keishas, hey, have you ever thought about giving up your child to the father, signing over the rights? He used to say that. I was like, he's bugging, man. And the reason why I say he was bugging because why would they sign over their rights when they already have control of the father of the children? Why would they do that? If she signed over the rights to those children, she lose all control on their father. She gets to control the father through the children. Now, all she needs now that she can control him, he's not in the house no more, but he's still being controlled. She's using the children as chess pieces. They're pawns. So she got control over this guy. Why would she give up this power? She's not. So she's going to use that, have the control over him, and look for a sucker that will provide for those children. Even if the father of those children are providing, she's looking for a sucker, a Duke. Duke babysit her kids while she go out on tizzy tours. That's a fact, Solo Dolo. Salute to Solo Dolo with the super. Yeah. But he used to KS used to be saying and they would say no, they're not doing that. And we already knew this. But he would say, why don't you sign over your rights so you can be with the guy that that uh that she wants, the guy that she wants, the top tier guy. And I never understood. I was like, no, man, that's egregious. No, not at all. Why would you want that guy to get a raw deal, a bad deal? No. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes KS used to be on one. I used to listen to it. I was like, what is he talking about? So like, yeah, it's bugging, man. What's up? R.I.P. to the brother. He was a real gem in his space, and he will be missed. He will be missed. His message was powerful. His message was powerful. Let me tell you how powerful his message was. Right? He wasn't the first one with the message. He wasn't the first one with the message. But you could tell the difference. You could tell the difference. You could tell that's why I say, there's a difference, but between the rat community where Keisha resides and other communities that take this information. Tom Likas was around. Y'all know the Brad Tom Likas. Remember him? He stopped doing radio shows, but he was on these Beckys. Single mothers. He was on these Beckys. He was on them. Yeah, the Tom Likas radio show. He was on them. Saying exactly what KS was saying to these Keishas, right? Guess what he never got? Guess what he never got? He never got called zesty, right? That's number one. He never had death threats thrown at him. The Beckys didn't call for his cancellation. The Beckys weren't trying to delve into his private life. The Beckys didn't make videos about him. Becky's heard what he had to say. and felt no way about it. KS came out, said that to Keisha's, and they act like he came out of nowhere and was just gunning for them, and he wanted them, and back in they was trying to act like he was trying to put them in slavery or something. They really tried to turn him into like this monster, this demon. Yeah, remember their shirts? They had it on shirts, celebrating his demise. They had it on shirts. They had it on coffee mugs. It's just disgusting. You didn't see that with Tom Likas. You didn't see that. It showed a difference between the rap community where Keisha reside and every other community. In every other community, you'll have pushbacks, but they understood. I did a video a while ago. I need to find that video. If y'all remember it, it was on my other channel. I did a video years ago where Brad was warning Brad was warning Becky not to be like Keisha. Do any of y'all remember that? You would have to be around for a while to remember. I did a video where Brad was warning Becky not to be like Keisha's. He was warning them. No, that wasn't Tom. That wasn't Tom Likas that did that. That was Don Imus. And there was no smoke for him when he passed. I did. Tom Likas, I believe, is still alive. Do you remember years ago I did a video when Brad made a video. I'm gonna find that video. I'm definitely gonna find that video, and I'm gonna bring it back. No, this was like I want to say like 4 years ago. I want to say I did this video like 4 years ago. Brad was warning Becky's not to be like Keisha's. He said, you can act like them all you want. This is what Brad was saying. He was saying, you can act like them all you want. But what we won't do, we won't be with you. We won't protect you. You'll end up just like Keisha with no men. You end up poor like them. You end up broke like them. You end up with like them with no protection. This what he was telling Becky. He was showing videos of Keisha's being aggressive and rude. I think he was showing the Keisha who was in the army, and she was beefing with her superior. She was beefing with the superior. He gave her an order and she didn't want to take the order. And when he was with these Brads was saying that you can be like them all you want. You start acting like them, you will not be with us. We will not do anything for you. You remember that, Solo? That's the difference. That's the difference. Becky's, Maria's, no matter how terrible Brad or Hector is to them, at some point they will listen and be like, all right, it's time to shape up. At some point, they will have to shape up. They will shape up. That's why they're not at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to these statistics, the marriage rate, kids out of wedlock rate. That's the reason why they're not at the bottom. This is, black men, ultimately, what I'm saying is enough is enough. Enough is enough with these content creators that are, and I could say this all day, every day. I could say this all day, every day. I know, brothers are still going to listen to these guys. These guys are the epitome of, and I'm serious. These guys are the epitome of being frauds. They're frauds, man. They've been lying to their audience for years, lying about their life, lying about their lifestyle. They even lie about how old the women that they're dealing with. They lie about their age. They want you to believe they out there bagging 22-year-olds, 23, 24-year-olds. Meanwhile, the woman that they're with is years older than them. And they're old. The women are older than them. They lie about the ages of their women. You a fraud, Duke. You're a fraud. A fraud. You're trying to sell an image. You're trying to sell an image. They be trying to sell this image. And sometimes I see them when they be in these videos. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Watching them. Wearing the fake jewelry, looking crazy. Like I can tell real diamonds from fake diamonds. I can tell when you've been into jewelry for so many years. Like if you buy watches, you buy tennis necklaces and stuff like that, diamond rings and stuff like that. You've been doing this for years. You can tell. You can tell. You can tell the difference between moissanite and diamonds and CZs. You can tell. They too busy trying to sell an image. They too busy trying to sell an image. Why don't you save these men's lives? Stop worrying about your image. Yeah, you'll see. Yeah, it's different. It's different with real diamonds. It's a different type of shine. It's a different type of shine. Dudes be out here wearing fake Rolexes. I'm like, come on, man. You can see it a mile away. It's fake, man. Trying to sell an image, man. Try to sell an image. Listen, you instead of buying a fake Rolex, why don't you buy a real Seiko? Huh? How about that? You'll be more official if you buy a real Seiko watch. If you buy a real Timex watch. If you buy a real Citizens watch. You'll be more official if you do that. Yes, Seiko is dope. My point is, especially Grand Seiko. My point is, you know, uh, when you look at these people and you seeing them trying to sell this image, right? Yeah, they bought the yeah, bought the they a lot of times they buy these Rolexes overseas. They'll be in Europe and some bums comes out of nowhere. Looking bad. You don't have to pretend. You really don't have to pretend. See, men, we're not like, we're not like women. Women are into the pizzazz and stuff like that. We're more into the information. We're more into the information. And if you are doing well, we will salute it. If you're really doing well, we will salute it. We will salute it. You got dudes bragging about bum cars that I will never be seen in, cars I would never be seen in, because I know the functions. The resale price. All it's just trash cars. Seiko has a high resale value due to this. Seiko Seiko is Seiko to Soul. Um, you know, there's so many brand. Watches. If you get into watches, black men, I'm telling you, get into watches. Right? They're very good investments. Watches are very good investments. You don't have to spend too much. You get yourself a nice watch. You know, you don't even have to get it. You don't even have to get a tutor, which I think is still a little too expensive. I love a Tudor watch, but I think they really need to come down on those prices, especially the Black Bay Tudor watch. It's a beautiful watch, right? Uh, no, I'm Cartier watches. No, man, no, 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 man, no, man. Who said Duke out on his live stream and said we need at least 25 donations every 30 minutes? That's crazy. That's crazy. Who said that? That's crazy. Take good care of your watches. Keep them in a dry, safe place. Listen, I'm not against real watches. I'm You have a real Rolex, right? Uh, you know, Rolex is the top of his class for a reason. They're very nice watches. My my favorite watches are the GMT watches, the Coke, the Pepsi. Um, I ain't gonna lie, the Oyster Perpetuals, those are nice too. Um, the root beer, Lexus, Rolex. It, they became my favorites, right? That's crazy. I never heard nobody say that. That's crazy. I didn't know. That's crazy. That's crazy. We need 30. And the nerve of y'all to be beefing with me about not y'all, about the Patreon, when it's only like 16 cents per day to be there. You gotta pay to be here. I pity the fool who don't pay to be here. Give me your money. Give me your money now. Oh, shut this stream down. That's crazy. That's such a strong arm tactic. The Patreon is priceless. More brothers got to join. Salute, salute, salute. Um, well, this one said I was trying to get in the Patreon and it blocked me. Yeah, it blocked you because you went to free. Soon as you go to free, because you have the option to go to free, you get blocked. That's why. That's why. You decided you didn't want to spend 16 cents no more per day. You said no. I once made a joke comment about Angry Duke on the channel. Somehow he found out, went over to the channel I made the comment on and got all emotional about it. I said, emotional damage. He is King Duke. Hey, listen, man. Salute the squeegee kid. Listen, man. You know, when you see, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. No beef there at all. Just been busy. Glad to. Oh, salute, salute. Here's the thing. When when people start to become, you can't start thinking that you're more important than your audience. When you start getting that complex, like you're more important than your audience, that's when you start getting brothers that start looking at you funny, right? You know, sound like those preachers, but yeah, yeah. So hold on, I'm reading. So give me a second. I'm reading. So what if your house $1 million home and you have two foreign whips? If you decide to wear fake Rolex, you're gonna choose after she the car and the house. I see what you're saying, but let me tell you something, right? Let me explain something to you about let me get back to that because I don't want to forget what I was about to say. What I was about to say is when you feel like you're more important than the audience, right? Brothers will turn on you, and it's because it seems like you're talking down to them for not doing something that you want them to do. You see, I understand that what a lot of these content creators got to understand is that they may be doing well in life. They may be doing well in life. Some of them may be doing very well in life, but their audience may not be doing so well. There's brothers who, if they donate $5, right? If they don't, that might have been their last five. If they donate $10, that might have been their last 10. They can't donate tomorrow. They can't donate the next day. Some brothers are, they're not poor or anything. They paid all their bills. They paid their rent, car note, mortgage, whatever it is. The utilities, they paid all their bills, and the only thing they have left is money for gas and groceries, and then a little extra, and they may hit you with the little extra that they have. After all their bills are paid, now they have like 15, $20, and they like, you know what? This what I have. This what I have. This what I have. This what I have. This is what I have left. And that right there is when you ignore that part of it, when you ignore that part of it, that becomes a problem. When you ignore that part of it, that becomes a problem. because I understand that part. I understand that part of it. A lot of brothers out there, you got a lot of brothers that are doing well, but you got a lot of brothers who are just making it. You got a lot of brothers who are just making. A lot of brothers are not doing as well as you think they're doing, and they're just giving you their last. So if a brother gives you $10, right? If a brother gives you $10 today, that doesn't mean he's able to give it to you tomorrow. You understand what I'm saying? That's ultimately what I'm saying. If a brother gives you $10 today, that doesn't mean he can give it to you tomorrow. If a brother gives you $20 today, that doesn't mean he can give it to you tomorrow. You know what I mean? That means this is his $10 for the week, and that's it. He's an avid watcher of your program, but he just can't donate every day. That's a lot of these content creators. That's a lot of them. A lot of them look at these look at hold on, give me a second. Give me a second. 1 second. No, that sound. I just had to pick up a call. Can you hear me? Yeah, I just had to take a call. That's all. Can you hear me now? Yeah, I just had to pick up a call. Some important business. No, what that's all I was saying about that when it comes to people donating and stuff like that. Brothers don't be having it every day. Sometimes people get to a certain lifestyle and they forget about that. They forget about that. You can't forget about that. Now, the guy who said that what if you have $1 million house and two whips and like as in to say if you have all that, it's okay to have a fake Rolex. No, it's not. You know why it's not okay to have a fake Rolex? Because you know it's fake. Simple as that. You know it's fake. You know it's fake. No matter where you wear it at. You know it's fake. No matter what you do, you know it's a fake. You know you out here fronting. So no matter if you have a nice house, foreign whips and all that, that means you probably can afford it, but you decided to go and get the fake. No, 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 no. Because you're going to run into somebody, right? You're going to run into your peers who actually have real ones, and you're going to be called out for it. Like, hey man, what's up with that on you? What's up with the Folex? You got the full PB. Hey, what's up? Um, PBB. He said, salute to the young brothers on the come up. Salute to the brothers rebuilding better. I'm going snowboarding in Japan soon. If I can make it out of the rat community, so can you. All I'm saying, anybody can be somebody. Currency song, anybody. Salute, salute, salute. I think I remember you saying you was I seen you saying that you was going to Japan before. Salute to the brothers going to Japan. Got the Duke Lex watches. Salute. Salute with the 50 super chat too, though, PB. Salute. AC, you hating on my Polex? I, I don't see the point in getting a fake watch. Dudes will spend $600 for a fake Rolex when you can buy yourself a $500 Seiko. You can buy yourself a nice Seiko watch. You could buy yourself a nice Ocean Master, something real nice. There's no need to, there's no need, fake chains. Why wear fake chains? It's you know what it is? You know what it is? You know what it is? Fake jewelry. What's the point in buying fake jewelry? Like you'll buy these fake chains, you buy these fake bracelets, right? And there's no value to it. See, anything that you buy, it should be some value to it. It should be some value to it. Something you could pass down. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not with the buying of the fake stuff. If you can't afford it, don't buy it. That's it. If you can't afford it, don't buy it. That doesn't mean you can't look good out there. Doesn't mean you can't look good out there. I done seen some very nice Casio watches. Casio's been coming up with the when it comes to their dress watches, they've been coming up. I done seen a lot of nice watches out there. And as far as jewelry, if you can't afford the gold jewelry, if you can't afford the big gold chain, don't get a big gold chain. You don't need a big one. Get yourself a nice size 5 millimeter Cuban, and it'll still look nice on you. It's just not a good look, man. It's just not a good look. And the thing about wearing fake stuff is it's fake. That's the thing. It's fake. You know what I mean? It's not real. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't see the point in buying fake anything really. I don't see the point. I don't see the point. Especially watches, you know. Yeah, you know, well, I guess I mean, I don't know, man. Still a lot of nice watches out there that you don't need to get a Rolex. I know Rolex is the standard of luxury, but you don't need to get, you know, a Rolex. You don't need to get a Patek Philippe. You don't need to get a AP. You don't need to get a Hamilton. You get yourself a nice Omega. Omegas are nice watches. Tag Heuer, that you get yourself a tag. You know, it's a lot of nice watches out there, man. A lot of not a lot of and let me tell you something. Yeah, the Omega watches, man. The Omega watches. You those watches are something else, man. I'm telling you, when you get into watches, black man, when you get into watches, you're going to be watching a lot of watch videos and you're going to see exactly what a watch can do for you as far as your wardrobe. A nice watch on your wrist. Tag Heuer's are tough, right? Yeah. They're nice, very nice, man. Nice. You got yourself a nice assortment of watches that you could just put on for occasions because you got dress watches, you got sporty watches. You know, watches set off your wardrobe, man. They really do. They really set off your wardrobe. You know, things that Keisha don't care about. Like you know, I done seen brothers have conversations with Becky's about watches because you be surprised how many Becky's are into watches. You'd be surprised how many Becky's and Maria's choose the men that they rather deal with based off of their watches. Because they'll tell you that, you know, whatever watch you're wearing, it kind of describe who you are. You get what I'm saying? Not to a T, but it does give off a certain pizzazz of or gives off a certain aura of whether you are serious type, whether you are business type, whether you are outgoing type. It kind of tell no the Seamaster diver, right? With the blue face, right, right. Man, I need to get a watch from the sound of it. Yeah, Squeegee, get a nice watch, man. These name brands that we're saying, just look them up, man. Look them up. Yeah, Becky watches, Keisha Jordans. Yeah, Keisha's. You know they measure a man by what's on his feet as far as what type of sneakers you have. Do you have Balenciagas? Do you have Jordans? Do you have you know what's the other brand? What's the other brand? The ridiculous I forgot the other brand. Uh Carl Haller, what's happening? Young brother lost his life in UK over what? Over two fake Rolexes. Two women drugged and robbed him, and they only got 10 years. Don't sleep on Panera. First of all, first of all, when if you are in if you are overseas, right? If you are overseas one thing these brothers need to understand is that you are a mark or a target for a lot of these women. They know that you're an out of towner. Have you ever seen um tourists that come over here? They come over here to go shopping. They come over here to visit some places. The natives of whatever land they're going to look at them as marks. Maybe not marks to do harm to them, but they're always marks. You get what I'm saying? You will always be looked at as a mark no matter where you go overseas. You just have to move like you a mark. You have to move like that. And when you know you're a mark, right? You have to understand that there's caution in the wind. You have to move like, wait a minute, I have to be on my P's and Q's. I can't be out here like I'm from the town. I'm not from out here. They know I'm not from out here. They know I'm not from out here by the way I look, the way I dress, accent, everything. So there's people who have good intentions out there, and you have people that have bad intentions. The bad intentions, the ones that have bad intentions for you, are going to seek you out even more because there's something they want to get from you. So you have to be on your P's and Q's, especially if you're traveling by yourself. That's why, it's very smart when brothers decide to go traveling together. 'Cause that way they can watch each other's back. But if you're traveling by yourself, you have to be very, very careful. Now, I want to say something about this watch. There's only one watch brand I really can't stand. I can't stand Invicta watches. I can't stand them, man. I'm sorry. I can't. I know I saw you say, Invicta. I can't stand them. I can't stand them. They're cheap garbage. I gotta keep it a buck. They're cheap garbage. I can't stand them. All they do is uh mods. You know what mods are? Mods are they copy other watches. They'll copy Rolex, Seiko, Omegas, as far as the style, and then just make them just real bulky. I can't stand them watches. I can't stand Invicta, man. I really can't stand them. I can't stand Invicta watches. They're priced where they should be, though. That's one thing. At least they're priced where they should be. Yeah, they sold that at Ross and TJ Maxx. Well, that should let you know. That should let you know. Listen, if you can't afford these watches I'm talking about, it's not a dig to you. I'm talking about the brothers that can afford watches. If you can afford these watches, get yourself a nice watch. And here's the thing: a lot of you brothers can afford these watches, right? The thing is, some of y'all never even thought about a watch. You bought yourself a very cheap watch to keep time, but it's more than just time with these watches. There's the history of these watches, right? There's the mechanism of these watches, right? There's a lot going on when it comes to these watches. You know why they call a lot of these watches pro divers? Pro diver, when you look at the watches, on these watches, it'll tell you 100 millimeters, 200 millimeters. It's how much you can be in the water, how long you can be in the water. And you got, people who are in sports, people who are swimmers, they wear these watches. Uh, the Rolex Explorer. When you look at the Rolex, the Explorer, this watch was worn by people who climb Mount Everest. You know what I mean? It's history to these watches. In the 1950s, a guy climbed Mount Everest and he had a Rolex on. That's why a lot of these uh a lot of these watches have histories to them, you know. I'm not saying if you can't afford it, see, it's always these dudes. It's always these dudes. If you can't afford the watch, it's no dig to you. I'm just saying to the brothers that can afford them, right? It's a cool hobby. It's a very cool hobby to get into. I can't stand Invicta watches, man. I'm sorry. I can't. They're so they just knockoffs, man. They're such and they're bulky. They're like huge. They're like huge. You wear those on your wrist for one day, you're gonna feel like your wrist is broke. It's just I can't stand them. I can't stand the Victor watches. Can't stand those watches. Can't be mad at another man for not being broke. Get unbroke. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you know, if you don't have it, if you don't have it, I'm not throwing any shots at you. I'm just telling you that you know, get into watches. Watches are cool, you know. That the you know, when you get yourself a nice watch, you don't have to have multiple watches. Get yourself that one nice watch and watch what happens to you. Watch what happens to you once you get that one nice watch. And when I mean a nice watch, I mean a watch that costs anywhere between 500 to $1,000. Watch what happens to you. Watch what happened to you. And Victor fell right off my wrist. I believe it. I believe it. I can't stand those watches. They really bother me when I see them. like ill. Watches are a really nice, stylish accessory for a man. They really are, man. They really watches, colognes, and Roscoe's are nice, expensive. Yeah, yeah, they are. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree. No, yeah, those are the cologne. I seen a lot of people with who have appreciation for cologne, and I have a lot of cologne myself. It's different when you go outside and you smell and look good. That's what I said. It's not the same. It is not the same. It is not the same. But anyway, let me get up out of here, man. Let me get up out of here. Salute to y'all. Salute to black men. Stay in the shadows, black man. Peace. And don't be no stepdad. All right.